hit series Dublin Wives returned to our screens this week, and since it began on Monday, the show has been filled with dramatic revelations and explosive riffs. While it might be your guilty pleasure, there's no doubting that Dublin Wives is a must-see. Well, joining me now are the stars of the show: Joe Jordan, Lisa Murphy, Danielle Marr, Ros Flanagan and Virginia McCary, and you're all very welcome. The last time we were here in May or June, Danielle and Virginia, you guys weren't getting on, and I know you sort of stormed out of the studio at the end. Danielle, are you talking again, or not even to
actually,
me?
to be honest, no, sorry, apologies. The reason I actually left at the end was because I felt it was a really unbalanced interview when I was here, so that's why I actually left. I was just expecting a more balanced interview, obviously. But welcome back, and you know, you're back after your maternity leave and everything, so it's nice to be back here. And I think things are definitely a little easier, or maybe more in perspective, because obviously at the end of the day it's a reality TV show, no one's died, you know, it's just telly, it's show business.
So are you talking or not?
Well, I mean, I think it's important to point out we wouldn't have been hugely friends in the first instance, so it's not like there's a huge love lost either way. It certainly doesn't affect my life, and I certainly wouldn't imagine it affects their lives either, so it's fine, it is what it is.
I take it you're not talking, Virginia.
Well, we move in different circles in real life. You know, in the show, we do make up in the show, as you've seen on Monday.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Yeah, we do in the show, so, which was great in the show. Yeah.
So you're not pals? You don't like each other?
No.
Anyone want to answer?
No, Joe can answer.
Joe,
maybe.
Joe, are you talking to Danielle?
No.
Or who are you talking to?
I'm with four of the girls, and I don't know what's after going. It's just after ballooning all out. But
so what's the problem?
It was Kinsale. It was all the stuff that happened in Kinsale. That was the last four that was on in May.
Okay, for viewers who didn't see the last series, what happened in Kinsale?
In Kinsale, we had gone down with the girls' club, and it was for charity, and then we went into the Blue Haven, and we were out previously, and we were out
yawning, Danielle, over there.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
We were out previously, and we had a girls' night out, and Virginia and myself and Ros were after having a few drinks, and the next morning...
Point of view as well. The whole point is I feel that Joe misrepresented me, so I'm not going to sit here while she misrepresents me again,
okay,
obviously.
Just let her...
I'll
come to you, Danielle. I'm just asking
yeah.
her what happened and why you're not talking.
Fine.
Okay, so...
And Virginia asked her to define the word knacker, and it was all turned around, and there was murder in Kinsale. But in tonight's show, she's on a blind date, and she's talking that she went off, and she was the one in tears. It was actually me that went home to Dublin. I went to Kinsale. I went from Kinsale to Dublin that night. I was in an awful state. Lisa had sent the camera crew after me. It was 7 o'clock. Yeah, I was distraught over it all because the girls were terribly upset. It was all being twisted around about this thing. She'd been really...
And did you use that word, Danielle?
No, I'll be honest, like, I do, for example, with Joe, I do call, sometimes I call Joe rigor mortis, because it was the funniest line from last season. I say, you know, rigor mortis or whatever.
Why?
But just because that was her really funny line. Joe's brilliant TV, you know, she's really, really funny. Remember she said rigor mortis would set in. Like, to be honest, as I said before, you know, I'm not here to rehash stuff. It's last season, it's a great show. It's just like, this he said, she said. I mean, I'm so bored of it.
The viewers do want to know what's
they can see it and they can watch
it.
You know, I mean, your take on things is different to me. And as I said, I'm not partaking in the Jeremy Kyle show. Like, this is Ballymount, it's not Bale and Blow. So I'm not going to sit here. We're obviously in disagreement. You know, I did think your behaviour out in books was scandalous. I think some of the stuff in the papers recently was scandalous. I think the lunch saying that she'd been visiting an Ann Summers or a similar shop and what she'd purchased in it, I thought that was all scandalous. And I really need to stress that I want to be disassociated from that.
But when I went
home...
You're here tonight of your own volition, Danielle.
I'm here for the network. Yeah, I'm here for the network.
But just to make that clear, that you weren't forced, you're not legally obliged to be here. You are here tonight of your own volition.
Yeah, but I'm not here to rehash all this stuff. I mean, this is going back to May or something. Just here, this is the part of the network. We're here to promote the show. You know, we're not here to have an argy-bargy, as I said before. It's not.
But it's clear to everyone that there's a lot of...
I'm not here to rehash all this stuff. I mean, this is going back to May or something. Just here, this is the part of the network. We're here to promote the show. You know, we're not here to have an argy-bargy, as I said before. It's not. But
it's clear to everyone that there's a lot of tension between you and the four other
of course,
girls.
obviously. But only when we come together. You know, the rest of the time, it's not like it really affects my life, you know.
What really gets to me is, Danielle, you don't do it when you're with us. You do it through cyber. And that really, really hurts me.
Yeah.
What are you referring to in particular?
Her tweets, her emails to every journalist.
About what?
I got slaughtered in the media last week. about something, and you I think you actually got great fun out of it.
No, I didn't actually, Joe. I didn't.
You did.
I'll be honest, I thought... No, Joe, honestly...
At the end of the day, Danielle, when it's your family reading bad media or whatever,
Joe,
I would be genuinely concerned. You haven't got my number, Danielle.
I rang you. I left you a voice message. Listen, with regard to that, I think in fairness to Joe, I think what the newspapers did last week was terrible, because Joe wears a heart on her sleeve.
Did you tweet about it, though?
She told...
No, I didn't tweet about it. I'm not even on Twitter. I'm busy in work, to be honest.
She told every journalist in Ireland, and I know they're watching tonight, that I should have been on California. And the Texas... I have them
what's
all
wrong
on
with
the phone.
California?
Yeah, what's wrong with California? It's a great show.
Exactly. She
Or
was
Geordie
saying
Shore.
because
They're
I'm
always talking about
tacky and
sex
this and
and
that.
Geordie Shore. You could do that, Geordie
But
Shore.
Danielle, I'm getting the emails and texts that you're sending people, and you know it's not right.
Joe, with all due respect,
if I was to work with four girls, it'd all be working together.
Okay, Danielle, you answer now, or anyone. Does anyone else want to jump in and back up one of the girls
Could
here?
I just answer for a second, if you wouldn't mind? I think Joe was naive in the interview that she gave, and I did think it was scandalous. I initially made the mistake that I thought that you had given that story. I realised, and I was the first, and I spoke to Lisa, and I said to everyone, if anyone said anything bad about you, because I know then I read in the Mail on Sunday, and obviously everyone had a pop at you. I know your story from when you had Gavin. It's the most beautiful, wonderful story. So sorry, Joe, but I don't agree with that. And initially, yes, at first I was going jeepers. The front cover of the Mirror.
Agree with what?
That
people were giving her a hard time. I absolutely don't condone that at all. I initially did think
but
that Joe had...
on the bus with them.
No, Joe, I thought that you had done the story, because to be honest, let's be honest, it was pretty naive, you giving that story to the Mirror.
So you're trying to say you're in the media all the time, all the stories that come out about you, they're all true?
Well, I'm very careful what I say with the media and how I court them. And I'd suggest that maybe you take a leaf out of my book going forward, because the front cover of the Mirror wasn't great. And it wasn't great for other people either around you. But I don't condone people giving you a hard time, because I know your story. And Joe, whatever's happened between us, Joe...
You didn't give an interview to the Mirror.
I didn't give an interview. I done a tasteful interview with The Independent.
Look, it's your call, whatever.
And then it was blown out of proportion with a tabloid.
All right, do you girls want to jump in? Ross, Virginia, Lisa? No?
But I'm loving the show.
Dublin Wives.
I've no regrets, I'm loving it, yeah.
Why are you all here tonight, and why did you take part in this show ultimately? I mean, obviously you were going to become household names, and you were going to be talking about sometimes very deeply personal stuff, and I know, Roz, you talked about very personal stuff, and all of you have. So